Okay, it is June 28th of 2025. The time is 10:43. And this is the Libertarian Party of Indiana State Central Committee meeting, and I call this meeting to order. Everybody should have received the agenda. I'm going to go ahead and do a roll call because our treasurer or secretary is not here right now. So I'll kind of fill in a little bit there. Chair is present. Vice chair,
Here.
treasurer,
Present.
secretary is absent. We'll do tech director, Mr.
Here.
Schultes. Comms director, Mr. Smith.
Here.
Outreach director, Ms. Coquillard is not here. District 1, Mr. Schick.
Present.
District 2, Mr. Cotton.
Here.
District 3, Miss Avery.
Here.
District 4, Mr. Lundy.
Present.
District 5, Ms. Schillings.
Present.
District 6, Mr. Lomax is not present. District 7, Ms. Glass.
Here.
District 8, Mr. Haynes.
Here.
District 9, Ms. Curran.
I am here.
Okay, so we're missing our secretary, Mr. Lomax, D6 rep. And outreach, Ms. Coquillard. Adoption of the agenda. Hopefully everybody has seen the agenda. Emailed out to you a little bit ago. Are there any additions or amendments to the agenda? Okay, without objection, is there any objection to adopting the agenda as presented?
No.
Okay, hearing none. Appointment of a timekeeper. Ms. Curran, can you act as timekeeper?
That would be a bad idea. I might be getting dad texts.
Okay, Miss Avery, can you act as timekeeper?
I will try.
Okay, don't worry, I'll ignore you. Officer reports, starting with the chair, which is me. Been doing a lot of work with Andy Burns on our hosting situation. We're moving to a new server. Our current monthly cost just for our server hosting alone is $179 a month. The deal that we had before, where we bought 2 years up front from the web host, from the server host, has gone away. We can go ahead and buy 2 years, but it's still at the $179 a month price. So I've been working with Andy. We've come up with a couple of different options. We did pick one, and it lowers. We're going to have a $500 migration fee of Andy moving everything over to the new server. And then after that, our total monthly cost is like $34 for the server. So no compromise on the system or anything like that. It's just we're moving to a better hosting company that does more stuff, or is a lower price, same stuff. Nothing really changes. But there will be a period where the website will be down for approximately 4 hours. Andy's going to give me 48 hours notice, between 48 and 24 hours notice of when he's going to do that. Right now, he's got everything set up in staging, which is our test area to make sure that everything is connected correctly and working. Once he confirms that, then he'll let me know. Then I'll let you guys know. And then the website will be down for 4 hours within that window while he turns on production, switches everything over. Working with National on our membership numbers. We're actually getting really good, coming really close. It's in your email, James. Um, and so they're actively trying to work on that. Um, there's a lot of issues with the LNC right now. There's a lot of discussion. There's a motion that's going to be presented, two of them. One is essentially going to give the current comms director complete authority and autonomy over all social media accounts. I'm in opposition to that, considering this is the person who has removed posts that were anything resembling pro-LGBT. And Juneteenth and, anything that's woke. So I'm not in favor of them just deciding to give this person 100% control over social media accounts. The other thing is there is a motion being presented to amend the policy manual to allow region reps to be removed, which is a violation of the national bylaws. The ability to remove a region rep lies solely with the region. Um, so that's a thing. There's also a resolution that's kicking around that I really can't talk about yet. It's an okay resolution that really aligns with things that LPIN comms team has been publicly talking about. I'm just not wild about some of the wording that I've seen from it. But if national does pass it, they'll be asking the states to pass it as well. I will be presenting it back to you guys with my heavy-handed edits.
Time.
Lots of other projects, lots of things going on. And you just raise your hand, Lori or Christy. Any questions for the chair? Okay, hearing none. Mr. Siniak, Vice Chair.
Good morning. The only thing I'm reporting on is the committee for convention. My plan is to have a meeting immediately after the 19th of the SCC in person. I may be sending out those invites to those on the committee. If that doesn't work for those on the committee, please let me know as soon as possible. But I figured if we did it back to back, it should make the most availability for that. That's the only thing I have to report on at the moment. Any questions for me?
Isn't our meeting on the 20th?
Yeah, it's on the 20th, the Sunday.
Oh, I wrote it down wrong.
Also, I have on the agenda for today, convention venue meeting for new business, where I'm going to ask for the board to agree to a second meeting. I was thinking July 5th or 6th to present RFPs or responses, and then to pick a venue. And I would like to have a budget proposal prepared by the July 20th meeting, so that we can move forward with the convention planning. So bearing that in mind, Mr. Vice Chair. Any questions for the Vice Chair? Okay, hearing none. Treasurer's report, Mr. Dixon.
Yeah, thanks. Like I said at the beginning, for anyone who didn't hear me, thanks for Danny for catching that on the reporting dates. I'm glad someone's reading these reports. Please, like I said at the beginning, we're libertarians. I believe in transparency. Anything you want to see on the accounts, tell me. You want a monthly report? You want to look at March? You want to look at Q1, Q2? Just as in principle, you'll never get any pushback from me on that. Don't do it to me all the time. That's kind of, but if we want to look at something, let's dig into it and look at it. So thanks for that catch. We have year-to-date numbers. On that, we did the calculation. I got a spreadsheet kind of set up for membership fees so we know what's due to the different counties. So that's very easy to process. My ask is that if we could do that either quarterly or semi-annually, it's the less frequent the better, because it reduces the number of transactions that are being processed, but very easy to generate going forward. One of the highest priorities that's been, well, honestly, since transition, the highest priorities to me is getting our federal and our state filings correct. The first of those filings is coming up at the end of July here. It's the FEC filing. I've been working with Michael. We met at the library. Thank you again, Michael, for all the hand holding you've been doing with me. I think we've got that worked out, so it's pretty streamlined and it'll be easy to get that report in. So I'm waiting for, a couple days here. It'll be the end of the month. We'll get the rest of our line items kind of checked off on QuickBooks and out hopefully well before the deadline. So hopefully maybe even before the middle of the month. Um, Outstanding items will be after that, me being in contact with the state as far as filings with the state. Also some Stripe access. That's the one thing that's keeping me from doing some of the QuickBooks right now, is I don't have Stripe access. Hasn't been a high priority. Michael's been a huge help making sure those get updated. Finally, going off of the notes I just heard here from the chair and the vice chair regarding the convention, the budget coming up for that, I definitely want to be a part of the conversation to hear the numbers that you're throwing around, and I want to learn from last year and previous convention years how those were funded and what expectations there are and where the money's coming from, so that I can make sure that I'm looking for it and make sure the math adds up. But that's all I had from my side. Does anyone have any questions?
A couple things.
Yes,
When
sir.
do you think we will be ready to go to the bank for a new account? Switch over.
The only thing we need for that, Michael, right, is the outgoing treasurer's report at the state level. And that's really when we just got to coordinate with Michael. When he finishes doing a couple of things and he wants to put in his final report, then we just tag on to that and we go out the next day and open up the accounts.
Okay, well, we need to file the new CFA 3 on top of that, but so like everything we do
Correct.
at the
Yeah,
same
right.
time.
Yeah, we got to
Yeah,
coordinate. Yeah, all that has to be kind of done in the same window. The trigger for that is when Michael feels
gotcha.
comfortable on, putting in the final.
My card is expiring in July, and I really don't want to have to update information to then have to re-update information for payments. And I'd like to transition away from the chair's card for some of those payments to having it go to the
It's the standard
regular.
card.
Right.
Hey, yeah, I was just going to ask Michael, when do you think you want to do that?
Yeah, I can finish up either the first or second week of July, so we should be able to get that done shortly.
Okay. Second thing is we are still currently paying Analyze Corp $495 a month. Michael, Ronnie, if you two can get together and figure out canceling that, because we did not continue to approve that. We're not using the service, so we need to. It's Analyze 360 is or what I can't ever remember the name. Michael, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
We need to
Are you able
terminate
to
that.
block that, Michael? I don't have access to the current bank account.
We don't need to block it. We just need to tell them that we're ending our service, but that's a thing that the treasurer would do.
Yeah, okay, give me the contact information. If you email me the
Michael has
contact.
all of that. He should know how to communicate with them about payments and stuff. So if you two can get together and end that before the first of the month, that'd be great.
What was the name
Okay.
of that again? Or Michael, do you know the name of that
I think
again?
it's Analyze Corp.
Thank you.
Yeah, it should be in the treasurer email, but I can help
yeah.
out with that.
All right.
I do want
Okay.
to, Ronnie, I would like to dedicate some time. I see Miss Avery, thank you. I would like to dedicate, this is important. I'd like to dedicate some time to me and you sitting down and going over the report you created for the triple membership. I'd like to tweak that a little bit.
Mhm.
Also go back further because they started in January of 2021.
Okay, that's easy to do.
So we want to go back and then
We can do
Yeah.
the same report.
Yeah.
It's very easy to recreate that for 21 and 22.
Gotcha. Any other questions for the treasurer, though? I'm sorry to monopolize that.
I just need from you, Evan, the your Civi report, that annual report for the whole year that shows the numbers
Yep.
that you generate. If you email me the report for 21 and 22, I can plop it in and give you the numbers.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, no other questions for the treasurer. The secretary is not here today, but I will act in her stead just for the approval of the May 2025 SCC meeting minutes. I reviewed them and didn't see anything. I think we also have the April minutes that we had not yet approved. But is there any objection to approving the May 2025 SCC meeting minutes? Okay, hearing none, they are adopted. Just in case, any objection to approving the April minutes? Hearing none, they are approved. We do not have a district rep present from the LNC or region rep, which is unusual. Don't know where Mr. Hirsch is. So we will move on to district ports. District 1, Mr. Schick.
Sorry, it took me a second to get off. Can you hear me?
Now we can.
Okay. Everything's pretty much status quo in Porter County, or District 1, Porter County and LaPorte County continue to have the regular meetings. But we really haven't any events or anything in the last couple of months, so nothing more to report.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Schick? Okay, hearing none. District 2, Mr. Cotton.
District 2, regular meetings here in Kosciuszko County and Elkhart County. Nothing happening here in Marshall County at this time. Kosciuszko County does have the Kosciuszko 4-H parade coming up July 6th. So we'll be working on participating in that. St. Joe County, no regular meeting this last month. We did have our Indiana Whiskey Rebellion event. We did have the county assessor and his full team come out to support that effort there at Indiana Whiskey Company. We did help a few people out there getting their property tax appeals filed and start showing them how to start looking up some of the information there. Even helped a few people get their over 65 tax credits and all that filed so that they can stop getting gouged as bad. 4-H fair for St. Joe ended up staying on the waiting list. The fair just started yesterday. Obviously, we didn't get a call back, but we did do a sponsorship with the Rabbit Poultry Club and having our banner advertised there during the week. Our treasurer position is still open in St. Joe. Did have a meeting here with local party here, Redemption Party. They're a national organization, but they're based basically out of South Bend. They've had some success in the northern part of the county there, just trying to do some outreach with them to see if they would be amenable to potentially joining with the LP. They're not at this time, but I did kind of lay out the groundwork for them of what additional support that they could get from us. That they're not going to end up joining in the foreseeable future, but just trying to lay the groundwork for some third party and independent types to join up with us. And that's all I have for at the moment.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Cotton? Just want to say you need to get that treasurer situation taken care of immediately.
Yes, sir.
District 3, Miss Avery.
Button. There's the mute button. Okay. really haven't had much communication with my districts or my counties. I know Whitley County was working on parades and maybe doing a little bit different outreach than they normally do. But I haven't heard how that's going. In Allen County, some of us attended a big plan commission meeting or something like that for our solar fields that are coming to our county. And that was pretty contentious. The farmers are all about, you're taking all this wonderful farmland away. And it was very interesting. Adam and I stopped and spoke to a liberty leaning county council person after the meeting. So that was good. Our big event that we're working on is Fort Wayne Pride, which is next month, and we'll have Chase Oliver coming out. So I would like to see people come out to support that. We're working on the final details. I haven't got details yet. But we might try to do a meal after Pride and, just hang around with Chase and try to get other people from the area involved. So hopefully that works out. Anybody have any questions?
What are the dates for the Pride?
The day that we'll be there is the Saturday. I believe it's the 27th or 28th. 28th, I think it is. But we'll work on getting a press release put together for you guys to send out to you.
Perfect. Any questions for Ms. Avery? Okay, hearing none. District 4, Mr. Lundy.
No changes really on District 4. We dropped 2 triple members. Everything else remains the same. We did have our service Saturday at Food Finders Food Bank. There was 4 of us there. Randy from Tippecanoe was there, gave us a chance to kind of catch up and see what's going on with Tippecanoe. There's no changes there. The treasurer's willing to continue to be treasurer and keep filing reports, but nobody else is willing to step up to be chair. So that's where we're at with Tippecanoe. And that's all I got.
Any questions for Mr. Lundy? Mr. Lundy, I am revisiting the issue in Montgomery County with the person that's going to be resigning. Can you send me those details again?
I will find that email and send it to you, yes.
Okay. Because I plan on talking to the election division the next coming couple of weeks.
I appreciate that because it's weird.
I want to slip that in and see what the mechanism is. My reading of the law says we're toast, but maybe they see something I don't.
Whatever if they rule better than toast, then I guess we're all right.
Yeah, exactly. District 5, Ms. Schillings.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Our district's been a little quiet. District 5 will have Hamilton County at Carmel Fest, July 3rd and 4th. Signups are still available. We do need volunteers to help staff the booth for both days, more on the 4th. So that is in my report, the link to sign up. Please do so if you have time that day. Enjoy some community with us at Hamilton County. And I see the rest of my time. Thank you.
Any questions for Ms. Schillings? Hearing none. District 6, Mr. Lomax is not here. I will just say that Hancock County in District 6 has been killing it with the Greenville City Council and the Hancock County Council. They've gotten things stopped. They've gotten things repealed. They've been doing an amazing job of being active with the local government and building inroads with a lot of the board members in the local government. So congratulations on that front. They've been getting a lot of media coverage as well. It's probably, great that the I can't remember what your title is in Hancock County. I think secretary, treasurer, vice chair, something. One of the officers is married to the editor of the local paper. So that helps a bit. Moving on, District 7, Ms. Glass.
We are still having our monthly meetings on the 3rd Wednesdays of every month at the Center Point Brewery. We had one recurring guest from last month come, and then I got an email from a person who's fed up with the binary in the political system, and I contacted him back and said that we'd be happy to discuss what he has issue with in the two major parties. So hopefully I'll reconnect with him before the next meeting to make sure that he feels welcome. So that's all I have.
Excellent. Any questions for Ms. Glass? Okay, hearing none. District 8, Mr. Haynes.
Hey, everybody. I know I've been kind of absent lately, but I've been moving into a new job and in the night shift, and that's been kind of a difficult adjustment. But I've stayed in contact with the county leadership that we do have established and in contact with the points of contact, the kind of unofficial people in the other counties, Vigo, Knox, Gibson, a few people in Vanderburgh, Adrian Engelberth, and a few others scattered about, and trying to keep their pages and engagement going. But more pointedly, in Vanderburgh County, I've been unofficially and kind of underground trying to make libertarians out of people in my workplace, maybe ill-advised, but I think I saw some potential there. And also, since I'm on the gaming board, I think that's what it's called, I thought that'd be a good opportunity to see if there's anything I can do there. And in the volunteering I do every month with American Red Cross and a little local church and different kind of unofficial, just underground, trying to plant seeds and get something just going back up over here. Not a whole lot to report, but just trying to keep it going. Thanks.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Haynes? Hearing none. District 9, Ms. Curran.
Nothing really significant. The same counties that have been meeting regularly continue to, particularly Clark, Lawrence, Floyd, and Monroe. Clark and Lawrence party members participated in the No Kings Day activities. Was that last 2 Saturdays ago, I think. Lawrence County will be participating in their community's 4th of July. Well, it's their Independence Day parade. That's actually today that they'll be doing that. Other than that, I think most of the tabling and festival stuff will be coming up next month or the month after that. That's really nothing really exciting. That's about all. I appreciate your all's patience with me over the last several months dealing with dad stuff. We're at least at a kind of a calm period right now. So I'm hoping to kind of cram on Sibby and get caught up this coming week, actually. It looks pretty good.
Okay.
That's all.
And Ms. Curran, if you have any civic questions or anything, just, message me.
Okay. Oh, I'm sure I will as I get in there because I'll be really trying to catch up quite a bit.
I will probably send you the link to my calendar to just have you book a time, because it'll be a lot easier if you need in-depth or you need me to walk you through something. It'll be easier if we just schedule it that way.
Sounds good.
Okay. Any questions for Ms. Curran other than it's interesting that a county is holding their Independence Day parade the week before Independence Day?
I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. I'd love to have gotten that down there today. Just couldn't do it. But yeah. So yeah. Made the party all week, I guess.
Okay. Moving on to director's reports, communications, Mr. Smith.
Unmute myself here. Basically, we have spent the last month really focusing on providing social media and our engagement rate on our socials. All 3 of our social channels is up rather substantially. As far as Facebook goes, our Father's Day post that Evan posted had by far the largest reach, but also the statement on the war and the milk carton post And also the post on tolls got a lot of impressions. We had a lot of really high engagement posts. Some of them just pointing out the failures of the old parties. Some of them, making bold statements on who we are as libertarians. Last month, as well, I know we sent out an op-ed on taxes that got picked up by several major publications, and we'll have some more op-eds in the can as opportunity presents. We also help promote the Whiskey Rebellion fundraiser or event in St. Joseph County. And as you have things going on, let me know, and I will make sure that we get them promoted. And obviously, Christy, with Chase's appearance at Fort Wayne Pride, that's something that we will definitely try to promote on our channels as well.
I just want to say that, going through the comment section on our social media feeds, a reminder to folks that there's been nothing unlibertarian posted on our social media feeds. These are the things that the Libertarian Party has stood for over 50 years. There are those things. I'd also like to point out that I'm not the comms director. So the effeminate woke guy is not the one posting the things you don't like. It was just comical to me that all of those, there was a series of posts that I got blamed for, and I was like, I didn't even see them. I didn't know about them. But then the ones that I actually did, the Father's Day posts, and the Iran bombing statement, which, by the way, just so you guys know, we were the first affiliate to have a statement out. We had it out within an hour of it happening. And literally what happened was I was sitting and relaxing after a long day of yard work when a member messaged me and said, "Hey, is the LPIN going to put out a response tonight?" And I was like, "Response to what? What did National do now?" And they were like, Trump bombing Iran. And I was like, "Oh, I should probably turn the news on or look at my phone." Uh, and we got it out just, minutes later. It was on our socials. We had it out in email. Andrew was able to get it later that night, sent out to the media. And every other state affiliate, I see Christy, every other state affiliate was talking about how quick we were with it and the fact that National was not ready and did not do it quickly. And it was, I thought it was pretty well worded, and it was lifted by several other state affiliates who just kind of changed the words around a little bit. But I can see it was like, hey, it's the exact cadence and points per paragraph. Good job, but I don't care. Use it, steal it, copy it, make it your own. But so I've been really happy with our comms. We have one of the strongest in the country, even surpassing National. They've asked us for assistance in developing a comms strategy. So congratulations to the team, doing great work. Miss Glass.
I was wondering what percentage of our engagement is negative versus positive.
It's hard to gauge. So there's some things that we write that we get a lot of positive response to, and then there's things like if we post something about gun rights, we're going to get some people who are very happy about it, and then we're going to get a bunch of people who are not happy about it. Things like property tax reform. It's surprising how many Republicans get angry that we're calling out Republicans for not passing tax reform. So while they may be negative, it's not the same as what I would call shit posting.
But that's what I'm asking about, the shit posting.
We're not shit posting.
I know you're not.
Right.
I'm asking, but you were talking about our engagement's up, and I was just wondering if the engagement was shit posters or.
I can tell you, like, the Iran statement
Mhm.
had hundreds of shares. I think it was
Mhm.
close to 500 shares. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Smith. It had tons of likes. There were a lot of comments who were people telling us, well, it's different because the president can take an immediate action. This isn't war. Dropping bombs on another country isn't an act of war. And so it's a lot of that because it's people justifying their idolatry.
Mhm.
Um, Same on the other side. When we post something that the other side doesn't like, it's, their idolatry to their party. Um, so, we're gonna get negatives. I mean, even the post that I did about parental alienation had a couple people who were like, oh, this is just cranky libertarians who, blah, blah, blah. And it's like it's literally a thing saying courts shouldn't be biased against dads. Like that shouldn't be
Right.
controversial. Um, but so, but I see a lot of positive engagement, not necessarily everybody commenting
Mhm.
positively.
There
But
is I just had a question at one of the meetings in Marion County about it, and
what was the question?
oh, it was just it was very generic, and I couldn't even paraphrase it for you. But I was just saying that we usually do um, libertarian principles, even if I disagree with like the in conclusion, there
Yeah.
is a logic behind it, and
Mhm.
so um, we can agree on the principle and get to different places on occasion,
Yeah.
and be still be friends and try to convince the others that the way our endpoint might be better, but not call each other evil for doing it. So just wanted to see what that was like. Thank you.
Go
I'll
ahead.
jump in here if that's okay. One thing I've noticed in doing this for us, as well as for some other people, that comments tend to be negative, shares tend to be positive. And one thing I'm noticing, especially on our Facebook feed, is we're getting a lot of shares. Now, on our Twitter feed, interestingly, the one that probably got the most attention was when we went ahead and posted Nationals gay pride post, Pride Month post that got taken down. We went ahead and posted it. That got a lot of play, I think, from other libertarians that were like us trying to help further the point. But typically, shares tend to be positive, and we're getting a lot of post shares. You mentioned the Iran bombing one that got 240 on Facebook, and so I would consider that to be a lot of positive engagement. And you're always going to have people lurking in comments that are, um, and we've got a few who comment on everything that are going to be negative. But for the most part, I would say that our engagement has been very positive.
I'm just trying to encourage cooling down of rhetoric and trying to have people have empathy and
Mhm.
see the principle behind it instead of the outcome, I guess. Thank you.
Moving on, Tech Director, Mr. Schulteis.
I've been primarily working with Mr. Dixon on the treasurer transition. That should be hopefully completed in the next week or two. I also updated our county map, reflecting some changes in our affiliations. If you have anything else you need me to do, feel free to reach out. I did notice Mr. Chair sent out a question regarding our Google infrastructure. If you need me to do anything with that, let me know.
I did. Oh, it was actually, yeah, we do need to do that. So I'll talk about it here in this meeting. There was a major breach of passwords. Like 16 billion passwords were leaked, including Google passwords. So I had asked Mr. Schulteis if we could do an automatic password reset for all LPIN accounts. So on notice, Mr. Schulteis, I would like us to go ahead and do that. Whatever the process is, we need to do that. We need to do a reset of all passwords.
Okay.
So just please let everybody know. Um, yeah. Miss Avery, we'll talk about that in branding. When did you reset it?
After the breach.
Okay, so you're probably fine then. Nah, I think it's a system-wide thing. You might be screwed. Sorry, Christy. That was, I don't think I had any other questions from Mr. Schulteis. Anybody else have any questions for the tech director? Okay, hearing none, Ms. Coquillard is not here. We don't have any submitted reports from the conventions or bylaws. Moving down to teams reports. Branding, all I want to do is, Ms. Schillings, you're the only other person on the branding team that's present. I'd like for us to set up a monthly meeting to meet. So that'd be me, you, and Mr. Lomax. So if you can look at your schedule, I'd like for it to be a recurring meeting that meets the same day and time each month, if possible. And then Miss Avery has requested that we produce a smaller 10 by 13. How about an 11 by 17, Christy?
Okay, that works.
Because that's the other size of a, if we were to
Yep.
shrink it down, that's what it would be.
Okay, good.
Miss Schillings, you have those files for the original poster, don't you? Miss Schillings, you have a question? You're muted, or we can't hear you.
The current 24 by 36 PDF will scale to 11 by 17 perfectly without any adjustment on my part. You should size to fit and print it.
I was
Would be my
thinking
guess.
For the branding, changing the logo on it.
I can do that. But yeah, the original will scale and just fit to page when you print it, if that's what you're doing.
Okay. Then once we rebrand, once we get the logo replaced on that, I'll send that over to Christy, and I'll do something and we'll put it in the resources box. But yeah, I think she's wanting that for Pride.
Okay, great.
Any questions about branding? Nope, good. Comms and social. Mr. Smith, I would like for us to have a regular comms team meeting. Again, once a month to set priorities and focus. I would also like that to be a recurring. So if you can get with everybody and pick a date and time to do the recurring. I might not necessarily be in on all of those meetings, but I'll send my notes or priorities ahead of whenever you guys are holding those meetings, but I'll try to attend as many of them as possible. But I'd like for that to be a recurring meeting for the team. Cool. Cool. Gaming, likewise, I'd like for us to set up a recurring meeting once a month. I'll reach out to the rest of the gaming members, which I honestly can't remember who all's on the gaming team. I know it's myself, I know Mr. Dixon, I think Mr. Schulteis, Mr. Haynes, and Mr. Lomax, I believe. But I can't remember. Okay, Ms. Class. The branding is specifically now, once the logo was designed, now it's about finding vendors to print new stuff and to go through the process of redesigning files that we already have and printed materials that we already have. So it's less about creating new branding as opposed to getting stuff printed. And sending proposals to the full board, just FYI. Mr. Day, that's correct. Thank you. No old business, convention venue meeting. I would like to schedule Miss Avery. Do you have materials like that? Just FYI, when we're talking about policy stuff, that's not the branding team, that's the comms team. So just FYI. But Miss Avery, did you have that proposal from the Fort Wayne, or will you have it available by next week?
I think the date I gave her was the 7th because I couldn't remember what date you originally said, but you never got us an RFP anyway, so I kind of just ignored that. But if there's a date that you need it by, I can see if I can get something before then.
I would like for us to meet by either that Sunday or that Monday, so the 7th. That's the date that I would like us to meet to consider the
I'll
two
reach
venues. Okay.
and see what we can get before then.
Is there any objection to scheduling a special meeting to review and approve a convention location for the 2026 convention for, let's say, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, July 7th? Gonna give everybody a minute to look at your schedules. Does that work?
Would that be instead of board training?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm free that day.
I may be out of town that week, but feel free to go on without me, or I will try to log in from wherever we are at that time too.
Mr. Siniak, does that work for you?
I can make it work.
Okay. Okay, if there's no objection to that time, then it is approved. We will have July 7th at 6 p.m. a special meeting to approve convention location. Any announcements? Okay, Ms. Schillings.
Yeah, I was trying to raise my hand. Have we secured a booth for the Indiana State Fair?
Thank you. We are still on the waiting list. We
Thank you.
didn't get approved. They did ask me if I wanted us to be placed on the somebody drops out, we'll take the spot
Okay.
for this year, and I said no.
Okay. I know we discussed it at our primary meeting in March about dedicating a few days during that time period, so I wanted to secure that scheduling.
Yep. The reason why I said no was because finding out 4 days before the state fair and then being required to be there the entire time, have materials and everything. I didn't want to take that risk because if you screw it up, you go off the list again. So, but the good news, what I did here is as long as we turn in our application, we will have a spot in 2026.
All right. Thank you.
That is good. So we do need to start thinking about that. Mr. Dixon.
Oh, thanks. I just wanted to, everyone's invited next Saturday to come up to my place at noon. If you need the address, I can email it out to whoever, but let's see whoever can make it. Thanks. And bring anyone, bring your family, whatever.
Also, just as an FYI to folks, I'll be re-signing our insurance policy and sending out a check for our annual insurance policy. Remember, if you're having an event or if you're going to an event as a county affiliate, you can reach out to Sam Goldstein as long as the state party is a co-host or a co-sponsor. Then we can cover the event through our insurance policy. And so we have a form that you can fill out that goes straight to Sam Goldstein for that to get what's called a rider policy for your county party participation in events. It's not for your own event, it's for participation in events. So like a county fair or parade or, fall festival or whatever, you can get that. Okay. That's it for the agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'm going to say it was moved by Mr. Cotton. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Smith. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed say nay. We are adjourned. Hold on one second. And the time is 11:33, which even with the delay meant we were early.
Nice work, Evan.
Hold on one second. We are still